this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. So in today's video, I would like to show you how to make these very cute and very easy cards. It can be for birthday, it can be for any occasion. This is the one I have in hand right now, a card that is more masculine, also for a birthday, for retirement. I've got a clock here. It's really 3D, but it also goes very flat into an envelope, so it's not going to be too heavy. And I've put some gears here in paper. Very easy. You won't need a lot of materials to do this. It's a regular A2 size card, so it will fit perfectly in any kind of envelope you have. So again, this is a more masculine card, and I've done two here more feminine with a very nice paper, and I'm going to show you from which paper pack it comes from. And it's also the same thing, 3D. I just used another die in the center, and I have put some little flowers that I cut out with some punches, flower punches that I have, and these cute little butterflies in the center. So they're really nice, and I put a little bit of glossy accent to make it shine. These two as well, but you don't see it as much. Yes, now I think you can see it. And I put also some few drops here and there of glossy accent. So in real life, I can tell you that it's glossy, but not too much. And these little flowers are so cute and the same colors. And I just did this one as well because I've got some birthday coming up. And very easy to do. And if you don't have this die, don't worry. You can use any die, or you can also cut it out by hand using an X-Acto knife. That would be perfect. So let's get to it. What you will need for this are two cards. So you can cut a regular 5.5 by 4 1/4 cards. These are identical, and I'm going to show you the paper pad I used because actually I've glued my paper on cardstock because this paper is really thin and it's not good enough for a card base. Whoops. So I've used these papers from Recollections, and they're really great. And if you sometimes struggle finding papers that match together, these kinds of packs, paper packs, are excellent. This one comes in 180 sheets. Whatever the number is, it's fine. But what I like about these is that all the colors match. So for example, you could use this one, and you could use also this with this piece of paper, and it would match perfectly. You can choose any other color. This one would be nice. This one would be nice. All these papers coordinate, so you don't have to worry about mix and which color I'm going to use. Everything is in here, and they are absolutely beautiful. I got mine at a local craft store, which is really hard to find where I live. But these papers are really nice. It's about $5 a pack of 180 sheets. So they're great from Recollections. I would consider maybe not exactly the same, but the idea of paper packs are great. The only thing is that, and it's a white-sided paper, the only thing is that they're very thin. So I usually use my ATG gun and I stick them down to some heavy cardstock, and this is what I've done here. So once you have these two pieces of paper, again, regular 5.5 by 4 1/4, I'm going to use my score pal here, and I'm going to where is my bone folder? I don't really like this one very much. I prefer to use this bone folder, but feel free. And we're going to score. We're going to make 2 score lines on this side and 2 score lines here, and it's going to be every 1/2 inch. So I'm going to start on this line here, which would be, if you want to, you don't have to be accurate, but if you work in centimeters, I would do 1 score line at 1 centimeter and the other one 1 centimeter at 2 centimeters. And I would do the same thing here. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter. I'm just going to do it in inch because my score pal is in inches. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch on this side, and then at 1 inch. I'm going to do the same thing here because it's 5.5, so I'm going to score at 5 and 4.5. That's it. You use your other paper. You're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to score at 5, 4.5. You're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So if you want to make this card bigger, you can go ahead. You will score always at 1/2 inch and then 1 inch from the sides. You can totally do this in any size you want. Okay, so at this point on your bottom piece here, you're gonna score. You've got your center piece and you've got your first mark there. And you're just gonna score this one upwards, and then the other mark here, we're gonna score accordion file this way. So up, and the other one down. It's gonna make the mountain here. We're gonna do the same thing here, up and down. So I usually like to choose the pattern paper that is not too busy as my background, because you're not going to see it that much. So this is always also a good way if you want to use, or if you have a paper that you don't really like, that would be probably the moment to put it on the back, because you got it, so use it. And so yes, I like this one, but I'm going to put it on the back. And on the front, we're going to do the exact same thing, but on the opposite way, which means this part here, we're going to put it down, fold it down, and then this part up. The same here. I'm going to do it down. You don't have to fold it perfectly. And the other piece up. Okay, so when we're going to glue them together, and don't do it right now, it's going to make this. And we will only put the glue on the sides here, but I'll show you that later. So before gluing this, what is important at this stage, or you could do it even before doing the folds, but I just do it this way, is I'm going to use my die. And if you don't have any die, you can do it with an X-Acto knife. You could cut a square, a rectangle, or any other shape. I'm just going to use this flower shape. I really like it. I'm going to center it, and I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to be back. I'm going to use my Big Shot for this. I'm going to cut this piece, and something important, don't throw the inside piece away, because we're going to use it and we're going to glue it on the other piece of paper. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I've cut out my flower, and now what we're going to do is that we're going to stick our two pieces together. I'm just going to put this, I think, no, there's no right, no, it's kind of upside down anyway. We're going to glue them well, so we're going to need to flat them up a little bit, and I'm going to put glue only on the outer part here. And I'm going to use double-sided tape, and my ETG gun just works perfect like for this. If you want to use something that is more sticky, like the red tape, you can use that as well. A little bit more here. That's good. And now I hope I'm not going to put my head in the middle, but I'm going to try to really align these two pieces. So that's quite important, to make them as even as you can. And there you go. And if, like me, you made a mistake, like here, either you can cut it, or I'm going to try to see if I take it. Yeah, I can take it away, I think. Yeah. Hopefully I can take that one apart. Yeah, I didn't glue them down too hard. Let me take this away, because I've got the camera just over my head, and I think that's going to be better. Otherwise, I'm going to trim this part down afterwards. And now that this is put together, as you can see, this is how it's going to look like. But first, we're going to put our flower here, in my case, the flower, and I'm going to see and try to get the pattern that I had in the beginning. And before gluing everything down, let me see, that's not the right one. There it is. Okay, that's good. You see the flower here? Now it matches perfectly with the flower there. So now that I know how I'm supposed to put it, I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back, but I'm going to put some 3D foam, and I can use a big piece here because my flower is bold, so I can go ahead with that. And I usually make my own foam adhesive because I use my scraps, my leftovers. If I can't do anything with it, I just put some double-sided tape with this, and I can use it whenever I need some. So it's very economical when you make things yourself, including this. All right, and if it's not thick enough, you can always double it up. So, no, I moved this. Okay, and before putting everything down, just make sure it's really well aligned. And there you go. Now I can press down and I can open it, and there you have it. And you've got this 3D to it. I think you can see the flower like this. So it really has a 3D look. If you want to make it a little pop out more, you can play with your card here a little bit, and on this side as well. But I think that this way it's enough. It can stand by itself if you wanted to. Normally it should. Yeah, at least with the others it did. Let me show you this. Normally it should. But anyway, you can have plenty of room on the back of it to write a note if you want to. Now we're going to do some little decorations, and I'm going to use, I've got this glossy accent or just regular glue, and I've pre-cut already some flowers. I usually like when I have a lot of scraps, sometimes in front of television, in front of your favorite TV show or something. I use all my punches like these. This is a butterfly. I've got the flowers, or you know, my favorite, use all my little tiny bits of scraps, and I punch a whole bunch of flowers ahead of a time, so I already have them handy, ready to go if I need to. Because sometimes you're in a rush when you make a card, so having these little cutouts already done for you is going to help a lot. And I'm going to put my butterflies here, because I think that pink, I'm going to use 3 colors, pink, orange, or light orange, and maybe a little bit of green, but there's a whole lot of green here, so I'm going to go more on the pinkish side. One butterfly going this way. I really like when it's dimensional, so I'm going to fold the butterflies like this, all of them, to give it more a 3D look. And it's so easy to do. And I've got a tiny one here. I might use this one. Yes. I'm going to put it here also. Maybe I'm going to take that one away. And I'm going to put it here. Yes. And I'm going to use another small butterfly. Maybe 5 of them in the center. I mean, that's totally up to you. I just think odd numbers sometimes are better. And I'm going to put a little bit more flowers. This one I already made it. Let me put some here. And then the only thing left would be to put my sentiment on the card, and I'm going to show you how I do that as well. I'm going to put this one here. I like to put my flowers in shape as well. I'm going to use, oh, I like this one. It's so tiny. I like it. Nice little colors. I might put this one, oh, no, I'm going to put it here. And this one needs a little center, so I am going to put a little dab of glue here. And there you go. And if you want to give it a little bit of bling, I'm going to use a glossy accent, and I'm just going to hit a little bit my butterflies like this. And also a little bit my flowers. I'm quite being random here. I'm just hitting a little bit the petals. I don't want to put glossy accent everywhere. I think this one needs a little bit more glue. Okay. Just little spots. I think it gives it a little of interest. People are going to focus a little bit on the flowers. And also here and there are on my card, not too many. That's good. And now for the tag, or the sentiment, if you don't have fancy dies, what I love to use are these scissors. You know, they're usually, you can find these in the kids section in craft stores. Well, I think they are just great to do nice cuts and embellishments. This is what I used. It's a different one. That is, the look is a little different, but for a man it's really great. And I've cut this with my scissors. It gives it a really grungy, old looking to my paper, and I really like that. This is also what I've used here on this card, and I really think it's cute, so I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to take my paper. I've already punched in happy birthday, and I think the color is just perfect. And now I'm going to use my decollage scissors. And I think I'm going to keep it fairly simple, but I'm just going to, I don't want it too big. I'm going to ink up the edges a little bit. Up. There you go. Very fancy, right? But hey, that cost really nothing. And what am I going to use? I'm going to use my memento here. I don't know if pink's going to be good. Maybe I would switch to orange. I'm going to give it a try with pink. Pink is really nice color. And this memento is really nice. I think it's going to be enough. Yes. And now what I'm going to do, be careful not to glue, not to glue this piece here on the piece that is folding, because you might be annoyed with this. So what I'm going to do is only put a little tab of double-sided tape here. And actually, I'm going to put it here. I don't want it here because I really need this to be able to fold up and backwards. So my tape is just there. And you can overlap on your flower. And there you go. So I can open it and close it. Well, open it. It's, yeah, kind of opening. And there you go. Isn't this lovely? I really like the colors. I think it's bright. I think it's unusual. It's really 3D. You've got this depth into your card. You've got all the little butterflies that are in 3D. You've got these little flowers, and it's so quickly done. And you didn't use anything fancy for a really great look. If you want to sell these cards, I'm sure that would be great. And don't forget, they just light up flat. So there you go. Please leave me your comments. I'd like to know which one did you prefer. I'm going to show you all the cards I made here. I've got this one with the big polka dots. I really like it. It's cute as well. This one is probably maybe my favorite with this one because I like the colors. It's very bright, very colorful. And I also really enjoyed this one, but it's, as I said, more like a man's card. But also it's very kind of chic, and I love it. So tell me which one you prefer. What are your favorite colors? I'm interested to know. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Click the bell button to get the notifications and share on social medias. Thank you very much. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.